Welcome to Chapter 5, Technique. In this chapter, we will look at only some of the many technique issues that could appear in the tank room and out on the water. These are some of the major and common technique flaws that could appear. First, we will look at technique at the catch. An easily seen technique issue is skying. Skying is when the blade is too high off the water. With a skying blade, this can result in a slow catch and the rower not being with the others in the boat. Skying is usually correlated with a collapse in the chest and hands dipping down at catch. To fix a skying blade, the rower needs to bring the hands up at catch and sit tall. First, specify which rower, and then say, "You are skying your blade, bring the blade down to water," or "Lift your hands up at catch and don't collapse the chest." Another easily seen technique flaw is the flip catch. Here, the rower is squaring their blade at the last second before putting it in the water. If the rower is flip catching, when they go at higher rates they will most likely not be prepared in time, causing them to put the blade in at an angle. This can then lead to a possible crab. We want to ensure that the blade is prepared in time, so all the rowers have to do is place it in quickly when they get to the catch. With placing the blade in quickly, another technique flaw would be a slow catch. In rowing, we want to apply power as quickly as we can to make the boat move faster. A slow catch can cause that rower to be late, as well as late on the drive phase. We want all rowers to have one quick catch so they can apply power together. Next, we will look at the drive. During the drive, rowers should have the sequence legs, back, then arms. This sequence allows for the biggest muscles to be utilized first to produce the largest amount of power possible. When the rower is at the catch, they push with just the legs for about the first quarter of the slide, then open the back, and at the last quarter of the slide, they follow through with the arms. Here you can see the back opening too soon and the arms being pulled on too early in the stroke. Use Warner in the back for a comparison, and here it is slowed down. Now we will move to technique at the finish, starting with the oar button not being pushed up against the rigger gate. This can be easily seen from the coxswain seat in the boat. If the rower is doing this, specify which rower is doing it, then say something like, "Make sure your button is up against your gate." Not having the button up against the gate can result in unequal outward pressure, causing the boat to fall to one side while going by all eight. Another important finish technique component is acceleration through the finish. The hands should be going the same speed into the finish as it leaves. If the rower slows down at the finish, their blade can get caught. As the blade is accelerating through the drive phase, there is a pocket right behind the blade. If the blade slows down through the finish, this pocket can fill back up with water, trapping the blade and becoming harder for the rower to get the blade out of the water. On the side, you can see the rower's handles get stuck at their mark, whereas the others are keeping the hands moving around the finish. Finally, we will look at the recovery phase. A major flaw that younger rowers tend to have is rushing. In the coxswain seat, this is more of a feeling and is hard to see from your position. This feeling feels like the boat is being slowed as the rowers rush up the last few inches to the catch. From the side, rushing is clearly seen. Remind the rowers to not rush and let the catch come to them. They should not be forcing themselves up the slide, and instead they should let the catch come to them. Another flaw of the recovery is the rower's shoulders. In the coxswain seat, this cannot clearly be seen at all. However, in the tank room it can. The outside shoulder should be up while the inside shoulder is down. If they have the opposite, this can have an effect on their length, as they cannot get their full reach up and around the rigger. Again, these are only a few examples of technique flaws, but this will give you a good start on what to look out for while in the boat. Next, we will look at the basics of what to say while out on the water, especially during pieces. This takes some practice and time, so be sure to be patient with yourself through this learning process.